Hey guys, Josh Cowden here from K's Academy. Next checkpoint in our pillar system, checkpoint 2, is lower body drive. There's really 4 types of lower body drive that we see in general that catches the vast majority. 3 of them we would consider good, 1 would be really bad. We'll talk about the bad one first. And in general, we know that at some point you're lifting your leg up, at some point you're going forward, and at some point it's going down. The order matters, and so a big coaching cue for us is always up first. And so if you're referring back to the leg lift, we always talk about getting to OJ early OJ. Reason being, if I get my leg up early, it just gives my body time to work, versus if I'm drifting and driving too quickly and I'm coming up as I'm still going forward, a lot of times the timing of that doesn't work, doesn't allow for your arm to get on time, everything becomes late, and now you're just more of in a fall catch mode instead of a sit and drive mode. So the one that we see, especially in youth athletes that's done poorly, is more of an up, forward, down. And so it looks kind of like this, where it's really just more of a fall and a catch instead of an up and then a drive back. So that is one that we definitely try to steer clear of, and it's maybe hard to see unless you see it on video. The other 3 that we consider, that we see in the big leagues a lot, we kind of classify them into 3 groups. One is the up, down, forward. We try to tie big leaguers' names to them from a visual standpoint. So we call this one the Kershaw. He's very obviously, up, down, and then forward. And so that one, cons, maybe it does kill a little bit of momentum and ultimately maybe a little velocity. Pros, it really does give your arm a lot of time to work, allows you to get out front. Maybe a reason why Kershaw's curveball is so good. Another, Nathan Eovaldi is also one of those that kind of does more of like an up, down, forward pattern. So that's a pattern that we would consider quality. The other one that we would consider quality is the Scherzer or the Buehler. This is kind of like your 90%er. This is what the vast majority of your big leaguers are going to do from a lower body patterning standpoint, where they come up, down, and forward together. So almost like a 45-degree-ish drive pattern. And then the third one we call it the karate kick or the Chapman. So again, checkpoint 1 still captures this, but then what these guys do is they turn, they jackknife their hips. They got really mobile hips, and they jackknife where their bottom of their foot is almost faced to their catcher. They drive down and they explode out early. Very, very difficult to do. Requires a lot of mobility, a lot of explosiveness. If an athlete can do that, awesome. I think some athletes, some pitchers that we kind of classify that have done that, obviously besides Chapman, who's probably the best in that category, but Greinke, Lester, those are a couple guys that come to mind where they really kind of jackknife those hips, drive the heel, and then pop out early. The reason we don't coach it, again, it requires an incredible amount of athleticism and hip mobility, but when younger athletes try to do it, they try to do it and they don't get all the way around, and they usually just end up stepping in the bucket, so to speak. They land in step, they fall, and finish this way. And so they really don't put themselves in a very good pattern or a powerful position. So it's not that we don't want an athlete to do it, it's a very difficult move to do. We haven't seen many do it successful. So we mostly coach the lower body drives of the Kershaw and the Scherzer, so to speak, where the up, down, forward pattern or the up, down, and forward pattern. Keeping in mind the commonality between those two is that the up is first and then the down is second, instead of forward and up. So we really try to coach OJ early. That is the second checkpoint in the system, lower body drive.